Welcome to Bluff Creek Podcast Radio. I am Sophie.
And I'm Whitney.
And today's special guest is
Michelle Henderson.
Thank you for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
So, have you done any special adventures in your life or anything?
Yes, I've been lucky enough to do a lot of fun adventures, but one of my favorites was when I got to go to Alaska after I graduated from high school and work in a gold mining camp. And it was really a unique experience because it was so different from Minnesota. We had to be flown in a small plane and watching and working with the big equipment for a summer. Was lucky enough to come home with some souvenirs and gold nuggets, but it was really interesting to just see how actually gold is mined and how the whole operation worked.
Were there a lot of people at that camp?
No, there was only about 10 people, but it was they worked really, really hard because in Alaska during the summer it's daylight 24 hours a day, so each shift of people would work 12 hours a day, and so it was full time.
What was your job in that camp? What did you do?
Oh, I did a lot of different things. I ran supplies back and forth as needed, and the way I did that is I would actually fly into nearby towns in a small plane and go ahead and get all of the supplies for a couple of weeks at a time and then bring them back out to the camps. While I was at the camp, a lot of times to get supplies to and from places, I would actually drive a four-wheeler and have the supplies strapped onto the back of the four-wheeler.
While you were at that camp, where did you stay?
We actually stayed in school buses that had been converted into campers. So if you can picture the big yellow school buses that you normally ride to school, they would take out all of the seats and then they would go ahead and modify them to look just like a camper inside. And they did that so that it would be easy as the mining equipment would have to be moved from one place to another. They simply would drive your school bus or camper to the next spot that they were going to be mining for gold.
That sounds really fun.
Does your family celebrate Halloween?
Yes, we do. It's one of our favorite holidays, especially for our youngest son, who's in second grade. But all of us like to dress up. And we haven't quite decided on all of the costumes yet this year, but we're looking forward to it, especially the trick-or-treating. And our neighborhood also always has an annual Halloween party, and there's about 60 houses in our neighborhood, and we all get together and have pizza before we go trick-or-treating and then get to see everybody's costumes and take a great big group photo of all the kids.
That sounds fun. What are your kids going to be for Halloween?
Well, I think my youngest is going to be an Army soldier, but he has about 15 different things to choose from because he gets all the hand-me-down costumes. And my middle son, I think, is going to be an Army soldier too. And my oldest hasn't decided yet.
Do you have any books that you like?
You know, right now, I kind of am into books, whatever my kids are into, and my boys like a lot of history books, so we enjoy reading those. Recently, we read several books about President Lincoln. Chasing Lincoln's Killer was one of our most recent books, so we like history.
Do you, what sports do your kids play?
Well, since I have the three boys, they are all very much into baseball, so we seem like we're doing something related to baseball year-round and basketball. And then the other thing we like to do outside of team sports is we really like to go downhill skiing, and one of our favorite places is to go as Welch Village, and we all like to golf, and we like to swim, and we like to bike, so we stay pretty active. They've got a lot of energy to get out, so I try and get them out to do something every day.
That sounds fun.
What's your favorite food?
I like a couple different things. I like ahi tuna, steak, and chocolate ice cream.
That sounds yummy. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today's podcast was brought to you by Bluff Creek Podcast Radio, encouraging you to connect with someone new today.
Thank you for having me.